What you see here is water memory. You can do this experiment at home and see that it's real. Show an image to your water like this for 30 seconds, and then you freeze it. You will see a reflection of the image you showed to the water. This proves that water holds memories and has its own consciousness. This is because water can change its structure depending on the vibrations it comes into contact with, and it gets a bit strange with words. Placing the word schizophrenia in water and freezing it shows an image of a double-faced person. This proves that water is intelligent consciousness that react to vibrations of words. Now that you learned this concept, what do you think happens when you drink, for example, Monster Energy or soda cans that have imprinted the words death or bad? You are drinking crystallized water with the imprinted vibration of death or the imprinted vibration of something bad, and filling 70% of your body. Which is water with the vibration of death or bad? Regular tap water is mixed with sewage and a library of toxins inside these facilities. They may remove some of the toxins from the water, but the crystallized vibration of this water is still very bad, even if the water looks clean. Ancient builders did not just build beautiful fountains for no reason. They had a purpose of moving the water in a natural way so that it restructures the vibrations of that water. In this video, I will teach you how to restructure the water molecule from bad tap water or other drinks back to its original structure. Restructuring your water will have a massive health benefit, and you will notice a big difference after a few days. But first, let me teach you more about water, water memory, and water molecules, and let us take a look at water through a microscope so I can prove to you what I am talking about. Let's go.
Did you know there's a sound frequency so powerful it can restructure water and heal DNA? That's right. I'm talking about the 528 Hz miracle tone, a frequency that could be the key to unlocking profound healing within your body. Now let me break it down. When we play this 528 Hz frequency next to regular water, something incredible happens. The water starts to vibrate, synchronizing with the frequency, and it begins to form crystal-like clusters. These aren't just any crystals. They're the kind that can help protect and repair your DNA. It sounds like science fiction, but it's real science, and it's all about the vibrations. This miraculous tone is even believed to be part of the very structure of our DNA. Yes, you heard that right. The spiral of your DNA resonates with this same frequency. Researchers at a quantum biology lab have seen it with their own eyes. They've watched how this frequency changes how DNA absorbs UV light, a crucial part of protecting and healing our genetic material.
One way to restructure your water is by taking a clay or a glass mug and stir it 8 times to the right and then 8 times to the left with a wooden spoon or a silver spoon. I'm sure you can use other materials than glass, clay, wood, and silver, but this is what I know 100% as a fact. After you stir it, let it sit for 20 minutes in glass material or clay material. After the 20 minutes, your water is restructured. You can restructure water with sound by playing different frequencies for 20 minutes and then let the water sit for 20 more minutes after that. If you do your own research on restructuring of water, you will find many different ways to do it. It is possible to observe the changes in the water before and after if you get advanced equipment. You can also observe the water memory image changes with the right equipment. The last video I added at the end of this video proves that water will hold different frequencies that you play for it. The different frequencies will structure your water different. Remember that it is good and bad frequencies. 528 or 369 Hz is what I recommend you play for your water if you want to restructure it with sound. 528 Hz and 369 Hz will create beautiful snowflake-like structure to the water, and it will hydrate your cells in a way that will make you feel more energized. Before I show the water frequency test, I want to show what different words and prayers will do to your water.
We're looking at a photo of Dr. Masaru Emoto, and he is Well, if you haven't heard of him, you really should have, because he conducted some famous experiments that showed the power of thought, the power of words, the power of intention, and it was all about working with water. By holding the intention of peace towards water, by thinking, speaking, and acting with the intention of peace towards water, water can and will bring peace to our bodies and to the world. That's a quote from Dr. Emoto, who passed away a few years back. So the test he did, how was the research carried out? He developed a technique using a very powerful microscope in a very cold room along with high-speed photography to photograph newly formed crystals of frozen water samples. Not all water samples crystallize, however. Water samples from extremely polluted rivers directly seem to express the state water is in. Dr. Masaru Emoto discovered that crystals formed in frozen water, they reveal changes when specific concentrated thoughts are directed towards them. He found that the water from clear springs and water that has been exposed to loving words show brilliant, complex, colorful snowflake patterns. In contrast, polluted water or water exposed to negative thoughts forms incomplete and asymmetrical patterns will emerge with dull colors. And it's amazing work. So if you see this here, you could see the pattern that develops over here on top left with heavy metal music. The pattern to "You Make Me Sick, I Will Kill You," to the actual name Adolf Hitler, and then below, "Thank You," "Love and Appreciation," and "Mother Teresa." Very, very interesting. So after seeing water react to different environmental conditions, pollution, and music, Dr. Emoto and colleagues decided to see how thoughts and words affect the formation of untreated distilled water crystals using words typed onto paper by a word processor and taped on the glass bottles overnight. The same procedure was performed using the names of deceased persons. The waters were then frozen and photographed. So even if it wasn't said verbally, the actual letters, again, carry the intention or the program of what it is that's written down. And it affects the water in just the same way. So there again, written words, the vibrations from spoken words, they affect the water the same way. Very, very interesting experiments. And here you can see some more examples. And you can see polluted water over here and some other negative things like the statement, "You fool, you make me sick." Fujiwara Dam water before prayer, and then look just to the right, Fujiwara Dam water after prayer. Spring water, "Thank You," Beethoven's music, "Love and Appreciation." So we could see the pattern. So if we doubt the power of our thoughts and our words and even our written words, we are doing ourselves a great disservice. There is tremendous power in that. There is power in everything. Everything we say, everything we think, everything we do. You remember in the Bible, Jesus quote, "You've heard you shall not covet your neighbor's wife," and all. And then he says, if you even think, you're doing the same thing. If you even think about it, you've already sinned. So you've already done the same thing because the thoughts send out vibrations. Everything is vibrations, just as Einstein and Tesla had spoken about. The photo on the left is of an ice crystal frozen from severely polluted water. The photo on the right is from the same water refrozen after having been blessed by Dr. Emoto. One can plainly see that we do not only have the ability to heal ourselves, but the earth as well. For our bodies are anywhere between 65 and 80 something percent water, depending on how old we are and how well hydrated. As we age, we basically dry out some. But we have the power to heal ourselves with thought and with word. And there's a reason why these things work. And as Einstein had said, it all boils down to the fact that everything is energy. Everything is energy. And Tesla said, think in terms of wavelength, vibration, frequency. That's the nature of the universe. That's the nature of reality. Things, even things like a desk or like a stone wall, they're still vibrating. And in reality, even a rock wall is still mostly vacuum and empty. It might seem strange to us because it feels solid and heavy, but the reality is it's a vibrating mass of energy, as is water, as is our bodies, as is everything. And we all vibrate at certain frequencies. Here we see tap water in Shinagawa, Tokyo, and the same tap water with chi, soul, and spirit taped to it. And this is basically what they did. Just these simple labels. And just showing the words to water can have the same effect as the vibrations of the spoken word. Pretty amazing stuff. So we have to be very careful with what we think and what we speak. And we have to be aware of how we are manipulated by the powers that be into thinking and behaving certain ways. One thing that Western doctors do so often is they diagnose people. Oh, Mrs. Jones, I'm so sorry. You have a certain type of cancer and you only have 3 to 6 months. In saying that, it's just the same as putting a spell on them. They're doing the same thing. Now, if Mrs. Jones was told by a different doctor, oh, Mrs. Jones, you're fine. It's really nothing. You'll be fine. You'll be feeling better by the end of the week. There's a good chance she probably would feel better by the end of the week, because so much of everything is our mindset and what we believe. And this is how we have been manipulated. And this is a big part of how the 0.5% control the 99.5%. We know they do it through many ways, but they understand all this, and they've understood this for thousands of years. It's been passed down. These are the type of things that have been passed down in the mystery traditions, in the secret societies. But now everything is coming out into the open. Interesting how angel and soul are a ring, a circle, kind of pointing towards eternity. Now, eternal looks like just a beautiful snowflake that does harmony and truth and wisdom, compassion, and thank you. So water carries our thoughts and our prayers as you yourself are water. No matter where you are, your prayers will be carried to the rest of the world. And there have been many, many experiments done showing the power of prayer, and especially the power of prayer in a group. And it doesn't even have to be prayer. I mean, it's just truly, it's intention. So it doesn't matter if you view it as praying. It doesn't matter if you think it's just a mantra. It doesn't matter if you label it an affirmation. It doesn't matter if you label it a spell or anything like that. You could label it white magic, black magic, whatever you want to label it. It's all intention. It's all the same stuff.
The last part of this video shows the experiment on water using different frequencies. When the frequencies of the water is changed, it will continue to hold that frequency.